Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's panel with our special guest, Miss Martin Muses.
Hello.
Sci-Fi Mombi's here, and well, we found Fire hiding in a dumpster somewhere. But you give him one snack,
Inaccurate.
and he never goes away. So today we're going to be talking about arguably one of my favorite movies, Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring, the extended edition, of course, because no other editions exist. I'll fight you on that. So, yeah, what did everyone think of it? Like, think of the movie. We'll start off with Miss Martin and go across.
Well, the Fellowship of the Ring, in many ways, especially the theatrical version, is the best one that I enjoyed rather the most. Let me rephrase that. The theatrical version of the Fellowship of the Ring, for sure. But it also is the one I think I have rewatched the most because it is so iconic and
Yes.
we get to see just so many key scenes. For example, we get to see the Shire. We get to see the Fellowship of the Ring forming. We get Gandalf and the Balrog. We get Boromir doing his heroic sacrifice. We get the breaking of the Fellowship. All of those things.
Chase.
Oh, of course, the rings race. Yes.
Well, of course.
Rivendell, Elrond, all of that. So it's something that I just genuinely do enjoy just for the sake of just going and living within this world.
Oh yeah. Miss Sci-Fi Mombi, what about you? Because Bubba's been busy. What did you think of the movie?
I love the movie. I like the added parts of it. I think that it should have been released the first time the way it was, the way this one is, instead of what we got.
Exactly. Five?
Oh, how do I? See, it's like we're talking about the first movie.
Yeah.
I owned obviously the whole trilogy along with the books. And I haven't read the books in a long time, but it's been so long. Like talking about like the first time I saw it, it's been so long because
not even the first time, but just what do you think about it in general?
Well, I'm using that as a comparative.
Yeah.
Because the first time I saw them was actually in the theater with my mother because she's like huge into this. I actually have a replica of a dwarven sword I inherited from her. But it was like I grew up on a lot of fantasy movies, and obviously discounting budgetary constraints, of a movie. It was a very impressive thing because of how much of it was obviously shot on, locations that were as accurate as they could get. And the scale of some of it was very impressive.
Oh, it was.
But then on the other hand, the acting was very good. The armor and the weapons were,
especially the graphics of like Gollum, especially for the time.
Gollum was the one thing that I honestly kept, like, if you were to ask me if like one of the most forgettable things to me, I think Gollum was it.
Yeah.
It's not that there was anything wrong with him and he's an integral character, but it was never one of the most outstanding things that I would remember looking back on it.
Yeah.
I remember Shelob more readily than I remember Gollum.
Yeah. Bubba, buddy, what did you think?
So I was 10 years old when that movie came out. I remember my whole family, we went to go see it. It was right before Christmas. It was incredible. Like that. I remember all I wanted to do was go grab my wooden Renaissance Fair sword. After that, like I fought orcs for months after that movie. Things that you don't think about until later. You got to think this is only a couple months after 9/11. And if there was anything we needed as a country, in the Western world, was something to help us escape a little bit. The news was filled with all sorts of scary things, and they took this book series. My mom had read the books when she was a teenager, and they took, they took this book series and they brought it to life. I get it that there are a lot of people that were unsatisfied, making it into an action, series. But the fact of the matter is that you cannot. I mean, you don't think fantasy without thinking Lord of the Rings, and you don't think Lord of the Rings without thinking of the Peter Jackson trilogy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, like it. Hey, man, good to see you. It is honestly like one of the best trilogies out there. But Jacob, what's your take on it?
I wasn't into Lord of the Rings until this movie. So I mean, it's like I kind of vaguely knew about Lord of the Rings, but then I saw this movie. I was like, "Whoa, this is great!" So I just binged all the books, and yeah, it was a really great movie.
Oh, it was one of my. I had a weird thing. So we went to it as part of this, like our school, and when we were up there, it was still the time of intermissions. And if you remember those in the movies, like if a movie was too long, they would give you the intermissions. But one of my favorite characters from the entire franchise is Sam. Samwise Gamgee. Yeah, you cannot beat him. Now hey Della, good to see you. Who you cannot beat, honestly, is Sam. And Mr. Martin, I will fight you on this. Sam is arguably, in my opinion, the true hero of the franchise.
Oh, I won't argue with you about that.
There's not really
He's not
much
my
point in
favorite,
arguing
but
it.
there is no argument. Tolkien himself said so in his letters. So,
oh yeah,
Sam is the
absolutely.
hero.
I mean, because there's so many times where Frodo would have just given up, if not.
But but we'll keep that. Talking about giving up, we'll keep that for the last one, right? Because like what Sam did. But
Oh, sure, but I'm talking about throughout the movie. There were plenty of times where he had such doubts, and decidedly justified doubts, but Sam didn't let him. Didn't let him go that way.
I mean, you had Sam, who was just a gardener, right? You had then you had his cousins, Mary. Which one is Frodo's cousin, Mary or Pippin?
I thought they both were, but I may be wrong. I don't.
Pippin. Peregrine Took was his cousin on his mother's side. On Bilbo's mother's side. Sorry.
Okay.
So distant cousins. They were like third cousins.
Yeah, and so the time gap actually this is the first time that there's a time gap in the movie that we don't see in the movie, because between Gandalf leaving and coming back, it's like 20 years. He fucks off.
Oh yeah. Frodo was like 51, 52. I forget the exact age when
he comes back.
Returns, yes.
Yeah.
So Frodo was with the ring, hanging out with the ring in the Shire for that amount of time.
Yeah, Torshi says 19 years. Thank you, Torsh. How do you say his name? Is it Torshi or Torsk?
I've always called him Torshi.
Thank you, Barbara. So, yeah, and the movie itself is like absolutely fantastic. They added in like little details that, sadly, if you don't read the book, you won't get. Like, for example, when they go through, and
I know that, man. I just
when they get the hair, when Gimli gets the hair from Galadriel, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it Fingal who asked for who built the Silmarillions in the books, Miss Martin?
That was Feanor who had the
Thank you. Their name, somebody else's name stripped me up. But Feanor asked, I think it was Feanor who asked for one single strand of her hair, right? But she wouldn't give it to him. But she gave it to, because Gimli's heart was so pure and was so good, he was like a real good guy. So she gave him 3. She gave him 3 times the amount that was originally asked for. And I love that little detail when I heard about it.
Yeah.
Opening up to the panel, like anyone have any little details around they loved?
Oh, well, I'd like to just add to that.
Go
Not
ahead.
only did he ask her for a strand of her hair, he asked her 3 times. Thanos,
Yes.
and was refused 3 times. So,
Mm-hmm.
so there's that other meaning behind
Yes.
the 3 as well.
Oh yeah, like she did not like Feanor, did she?
Well, Theodore sucked. That's
No.
why he did that horrible oath and all that.
It's true.
Gosh darn it, he messed up everything.
Oh god, yeah. Mommy, what about you? What did you like? Like, is there any little details that stand out to you?
Gosh, I'm trying to. My brain is like mush right now. I just like the journey.
The journey
know?
is fantastic.
Yeah,
Uh,
the journey and wanting to get rid of that ring so that they can get rid of Sauron, and
Yeah.
the potatoes, all the memes about Samwise and the potatoes. You can't,
My family.
Ah,
sorry.
Taters.
Potatoes.
Boil 'em,
Potatoes.
mash them, stick them in.
Stick 'em.
Yeah.
God, that song was around for fucking ever.
No,
I
for
know.
the amount of time my friend, our friend, the voice in my head has sent me that meme. So, one of my favorite lines from us, hey, Roman of the Empire, good to see you, man, is honestly, when Sam goes far, he stands at the edge of the Shire, right? And he says, if I take one step forward, it'll be the furthest from home that I've ever been. And then, like, Frodo's just talking about the journey ahead and everything. They, like, when they go on, they're such blissful little idiots.
That's true.
Oh yeah. But you have that. Then the effect that the ring wraiths have, that they're so corrupted and evil that even the bugs run. Farmer, I'm sorry, I never asked this. Is there any little details that like scenes that stick out to you?
Actually, I'll be real. Even at the point of the first
Yeah.
movie, Boromir was actually one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah, but I
And-
mean,
I liked a lot of the times when they would cover how much he was really struggling against what he wanted to do for his country versus what they wanted to do for the world.
yes. The horn of Gondor was like when it was smashed, but when he was in Rivendell so I have a fun fact about Boromir. Sean Bean has a phobia of flying, right? How the fuck he got
Yes.
to New Zealand, I don't know.
Well,
But
they're on
in the-
boats.
A
From
lot of alcohol,
America?
probably.
Maybe they just did like the A-team and they drugged him.
but one of the fun facts is, you know, the hill at the top, the mountain that they were filming on.
Yeah.
Right. So the actors, Vidal Morrison, said that when him, Elijah Wood, and the Hobbit extras, right, were flying up, they said that when they be going up, they go, oh, there's Sean, and they look down in full costume, be chugging along up the mountain. He every day for the show, he would walk from the bottom of that mountain up to where they were filming.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't like heights, it's probably better to have your feet on solid ground.
That is true.
Especially a helicopter, and there was probably wind and all sorts of turbulence.
Especially
Almost
over
certainly,
mountains.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've all flown here, like so. Especially like going up over mountains.
Well, and I'll tell you, there's a distinct difference between a plane and a helicopter also in terms of turbulence and how it handles the
Yes,
wind chop and whatnot.
but he was climbing Mimfair. Sean, I know I'm dying. Being
Yeah,
afraid of-
he was right up there with Bill Paxton for that trope.
yeah. Hello, Hello
Yeah.
Flying is very different. Yeah.
Drastically.
There's a joke about Sean Bean that he started himself that the reason why he died so much is because the universe hates him because his first and last name don't match. But talking about things that don't match. Oh, Jacob, any scenes that stand out to you? And then Bubba?
What now?
Any scenes from the movie that stand out to you guys?
I do like the scene with the ring race. That whole chase scene was good.
Yes.
I also like the scene. I had like the scene with Aragorn where he's singing, and like Frodo's like, "Who's this you sing of?" And he's like, he tells the story of Beren and Luthien a little bit. I thought that was cool.
Or his actual ancestors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is that's where, because he's part of a race that are of half elves where they get to choose to be human or elf.
So he's related to Arwen.
Right.
Yeah. I know
peasants.
he's 63 generations separated. I think it's okay.
Yeah, the degree of sanguination is diluted.
It's gone. But one of the facts that I really love is, so when Gandalf was talking about the Flame of Ainur and things like that, he was mocking the Balrog. They are the same creature. That's what the movie don't say, but when I heard it, when I read it in the books, I'm like, fucking what? Yeah, Gandalf, like, basically, it's a fight between an angel and a fallen angel. And then Gandalf got a promotion. Afterwards.
Well, as far as standout scenes, though, because it wasn't in the book, but they had to introduce her. Liv Tyler's introduction as Arwen has always been one of the coolest scenes. Like right.
Are you talking about the horses?
Yeah, the horses in the water, everything. Like that was the best way to give us an introduction to a character that we were not going to see much from, and book wise, that was really far removed. So they had to find a way to shoehorn her in there in a good way. That they had to fit her in there, give us an example, a demonstration of a little bit of what she could do. And I think they did a darn good job. I really enjoyed that. And, the way they showed us, with Frodo, he's been stabbed with the Morgul blade. He's trying, he's on the verge of a fate worse than death. And, and even in his weird, like, fevered delusion, she shows up as like an angel in his delusion. Like I said, the whole thing from start to finish, just it was great. It's still a very iconic scene.
It is. Like, my favorite scene from them is where they are standing on the bridge. Honestly. I just think the way it is framed, the way it is shot, this one, I think that is absolutely beautiful.
Torchy made a comment there.
Oh. Hey, Orville Nation. Okay. Flame of Ainur might be a reference to, it actually was, because the Balrogs, as far as I know, were servants of, like, they were servants of Malcor, which he is in search of the flame of creation. Like, that's what he's looking for. I don't know. I don't know half as well as I should. And that is any Irish family get together. Like you just stand there and you're looking at the wedding and it's like, right, who's inviting? You're inviting your 100 cousins. I'm inviting mine. I don't like half of you as well as I should, and I don't like, and I like less than half of you as well as you deserve. Oh God! But the Shire scenes, honestly,
the music. Yeah,
the music is fantastic. I love the Shire.
Absolutely. Just on a side note, when they started playing the Shire music at the beginning of the unexpected journey, and we saw we saw Elijah Wood there, like he's writing the story and everything. The tears just started. Like I didn't even know I was about to start crying. It was something else because it recalled that trilogy we had loved when we were children.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
Oh, geez, cat.
Now, for those of you who've watched The Hobbit, right? Because I went back and I watched The Hobbit. I watched in canonical order, right? And I'm there and I'm like, oh no. Because Disney never meant anything to me until you realize who was holding the book and who's in the grave.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that makes this scene a lot worse. The sweet little guy with the beard in The Hobbit was the corpse with the book, and Boyne was in the grave.
Yeah.
Which a lot of the characters from The Hobbit actually show up back in this movie. You have Gloin. Technically, in this one, you've got two others.
Oof! What are you doing? Stop.
Oh yeah, I like The Hobbit.
Yeah, look, it wasn't
Gimli's
perfect
father,
in what
too.
movie is. I'm sorry, but I actually still like those movies.
Well,
Yeah.
the movie
I
seems better
absolutely
after the
love
Ring of
movies.
Power. After the Ring of Power.
This is not a Disney osmosis prequels thing. I actually liked the movies when they came out too.
Yeah. Well, I think that the parts of The Hobbit that were genuinely adapted from the story were beautiful, especially the riddles in the dark and many
Yes.
other moments that were really great. The Song of the Misty Mountains when they're all just the dwarves are singing.
And to
it's
be
just amazing.
fair, I don't even hate the parts that were not in the book, because even if it's not accurate, it was still done well.
Well, and
I can't completely hate it.
The two things that I always bring up when I'm arguing with people online about it is the fact that they did add some things, but a lot of things, like for instance, Azog the Pale Orc from another one of Tolkien's books, they just kind of integrated him into the Hobbit story, which I didn't have a problem with. But then all the stuff they added, like Turiel and the romance and all that,
it literally changed nothing.
It did not. It didn't step on any of the toes. So I mean, if nothing else, say what you will about Peter Jackson, the man knows how to at least stay true to without hurting the lore.
Yeah,
Talking about the lore. So one of the things that I loved looking backwards retrospectively in The Hobbit, like the Fellowship, is the limitation of Gandalf's powers since he has taken on so much of the human attributes. He is an immortal being, but he is forgotten. Right? Well, because when he was at the door, he had forgotten the password to get in. And then it's like, oh, Melloc. But the fact that the Watcher in the water had killed so many people is hilarious.
Well, yeah, I've looked up some lore on that. Nobody's even 100% sure how it even got there. There are theories, but no one. No. Jackass.
One of those damn eagles was probably trying to eat it, got loose, dropped it right in.
Most of the theories say that as the dwarves were digging in over like centuries, it was kind of forced up from the depths and found its way up there, but it refused to venture far from its home area.
Yeah. So what the movie doesn't say, but is that the dwarves, when they were given their rings, right, were not corrupted. They were actually, their greed was actually enhanced.
Right.
Which it's like enhances all the dark attributes. Now the men fell very easy. Like humans fell easy, but the 3 rings that were held by the elves were taken off. They were unaffected the least. Like they were affected the least because when they took the rings off, Sauron had no control over them. But did you know that they had actually filmed a scene? Go ahead.
Those 3 rings were made by the elves, so Sauron didn't have power over them.
Mm-hmm. But what else is that they had actually filmed a scene for the Hobbit, for the Fellowship, where Sauron actually took his helmet off and he looked angelic. when he had taken the helmet off, but they decided to cut it. So now we know him just as the big tall dude with the helmet.
That was good because that was like the books. He couldn't take on that form anymore, the angelic form. So that was a good move.
No more Anatar.
Torshi, I mean, that's not 100% inaccurate. He said Thrain turned into a bigger jackass, dragon sickness or not.
True. But talking about like things that like beautiful things, Rivendell and the creation of the Fellowship.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like the set of Rivendell was beautiful. The fact that everyone there were arguing like spoiled little children was funny to me. And but what it goes to show is everyone there was powerful in their own respects. You had people representing kings, right? You had princes, you had like lords, generals, an angel. And it took the simplest of all people to say, I'll do it.
Sorry, excuse me.
No, you're okay, bud. But it took the simplest of all folks, the one who was meant to be leaving, to say, I'm taking the ring. Which I loved. And then when he was leaving, he said to Gandalf, which way do we go, for I don't know the way.
True.
Another thing from Rivendell that I thought was beautiful was the sword that shattered Sauron's finger.
Narsil.
Just to go.
Narsil.
Thank you.
The shards of Narsil.
Yeah, to show the respect level between Boromir and Aragorn, is he touched it, he cut his finger, dropped it to the floor, walked away. Right? It's just a broken sword, and then you see who was that figure? I always wondered holding Narsil.
I'm not sure who that's supposed to be.
I don't know if they never really illustrated
or
it.
if it's supposed to be anybody.
I wonder if it's the king of. Sorry, I forget Sam Neill's character's name. It's late for me. But I wonder if it's his wife.
Damien?
If it's our. No.
He said Sam Neill, so I'm thinking.
No, his character in the Lord of the Rings.
Well, Sam Neill wasn't.
Sam Neill wasn't in the Lord of the Rings.
Wait,
No.
who was the Lord of Rivendell? The actor.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving.
you. Who the fuck is Sam Neill?
Sam Neill's from Jurassic Park,
Jurassic
man.
Park. He was in The Omen 2. He was the.
Oh yeah, he was Damien, wasn't he? Oh my god, I forgot.
Okay,
That's funny. It's like I just had this image. I'm like, well, can I interject though?
Go ahead, always. That's how we roll.
I'm pointing the finger of judgment a little bit at Peter Jackson because Boromir dropping the sword like that was a complete invention of his, not from the book, because Boromir had mad respect. He had respect for Aragorn, and he would never have done that to his ancestors' relic. He would never
That's
have
valid.
dropped it.
No, yeah, Elrond. That's it. I didn't screw up on that. But like the fact that Elrond had kept the sword for so long, in perfect condition, like he didn't reforge it or anything, but he was there, and if you notice, even he was affected by the Black Speech of Mordor. Everyone was, which just goes to show like how corrupted that place is. A bit like California.
Oof.
Or Dublin.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Don't speak the Black Speech of California.
Oh my god, like kill it. No, but so yeah, what nobody ever points out is how many human ruins are everywhere, because you see this fall of so many kingdoms, right? Like the Weathertop, for example, where Frodo got shanked.
Well, we can lay it all at the feet of Isildur.
I'm laying it at your feet, man. You were there. You were
True.
Mr. Selden Elf.
Yeah, the elves didn't have anything to do with that, now, did they? That was Isildur's dumbass.
And they could have stopped it. No, but honestly, the fun. But when Frodo was stabbed and he saw everyone, the reason why he saw Arwen looking angelic, right,
Mhm.
is because he was seeing her. Because elves are connected to the spirit world, right? And he was seeing
Right.
her spirit world form.
He was seeing the spiritual form. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Susie. Good to see you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even if you didn't read the books, you know Boromir was going to die because of Sean Bean. Yeah,
That's so
true.
terrible. But it's like a thing. Like, literally him and freaking jeez. Every movie.
I know. But one of the funniest scene, which actually leads to a funny bit of lore, okay, is Merry and Pippin in Fangorn Forest at that lake, the little pool where they're drinking from it, and they start and Merry starts growing.
That's too tired. Well, I guess it's some powerful.
Oh, Miss Susie, the Silmarillion is a read. You might be at it for a little while.
Yeah. Good stuff, though.
See you in 10 years, Miss Susie.
It is good stuff.
The tallest hobbits of their age, exactly. But yeah, no, like Gandalf's death, like, and the whole Mines of Moria, like, except the first national movie.
Brad Wolf, you're only half right. Bill Paxton was pretty much in the running with him.
Yeah. So the whole Mines of Moria, I love that. Like, you had the goblins in there who are basically just mountain orcs, or as I like to call them, rednecks. They're living out there, like living their best lives, and they even have a cave troll. But the thing is, a lot of Bilbo's stories actually got proven on their little journey, just going to Moria. You had the trolls, you had which got turned into stone. Oh, what did you think of Bilbo's eyes, like his mini transformation?
I don't look decent. I don't remember how that was illustrated in the original writing.
Frodo, for a moment, saw like
the way around.
A vision of what it was behind there.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I wonder, like, he was starting to turn into what, like, Gollum was.
Basically, I mean.
Yeah. Like, hold on. Add the overlay. Come on now. You can do it. There we go.
Yeah, that pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like Dr. fucking Jekyll or Mr. Hyde for a second there.
And the thing is, after that, if you notice, he actually got older.
Did he, or was it just that he looked so exhausted? Oh, you mean after he got? Okay, I thought you meant after they saw that transformation.
Yeah, once he wasn't attached to that ring, he started actually age properly.
He started to actually age faster.
Yeah, but even after he used, so if you look at his character here, right? Mm-hmm. After he used the ring, the sides of his eyes were actually quite wrinkled. And he is. No. I'm sorry, Frodo. What?
Oh, well, I mean, he had already aged somewhat.
Yeah.
Already, because when Frodo saw him, he was like, "Oh my gosh," he's kind of sitting there being all old.
Wow, Torshi.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the fact he actually made it to the over to the Undying Lands at the end was actually amazing. Like the fact that he lived so long.
Yeah.
But so the betrayal of Gandalf and the reveal of like Sauron and everything like that being evil, like with the two staffs, I love that. Like for me, when I first watched it, because I didn't read the books, I thought that was out of the blue.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I didn't read the books at that time, you see.
That makes
only-
sense.
It's only 13. It was little. It's a little potato.
But
Yeah, exactly. It was just fun. It was. I still had my first set of feet on. But yeah, and all the things like those orbs, the penitentives, like the fact that he was using it shows that even the best of us can be corrupted. Like, because he originally was a good man, wasn't he, Miss Martin?
Bilbo?
No.
Saruman.
Saruman.
Oh, Saruman. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Yes. Well, he was the leader of the Order. And you see, that's why people like Gandalf and Galadriel and all that, they knew that if they fell, it would be a very hard fall, as Saruman illustrated.
Yes. Like, where the... hold on, I'm going to try and find a picture. The evil...
He became Sauron
Right.
of the many colors.
Really, Torshi? Really?
Yes, Sauron of the many colors. I love that little reference to each of them, and the two blue wizards too. I do attest that they did not die or fail.
Well, the funny thing is looking into a little research. Honestly, even Tolkien himself hadn't fully decided what was going on with the blue wizards yet.
Yeah. But this goes to show you. I know it's a shitty image. I'm sorry.
Oh, is
Brain
that where the image of Galadriel using the ring?
Yes, sir. But I'm just saying, like, that's what she would have become, an elf. Like, and if that was an elf, what would have happened if Gandalf had put the ring on? Like, as he said, he would have like strived to use it for good, but turned out to use it for evil.
Well, that's why he said he dare not touch it.
Oh, okay. When my mother brought home the VHS of the Fellowship of the Ring, I thought that a movie of a magic ring sounded stupid. Now, The Return of the King is my favorite movie, and I have the One Ring on a
Yeah,
Netflix. That's
I
nice. But
understand
which of the 11 endings do you enjoy most?
Like I said, I inherited I don't know whose sword is, but one of the dwarven swords, full-size replica. My wife inherited my mother's replica of Narsil.
Oh, I have that.
What?
Not the mothers. I mean, I have the
My God.
Yeah,
replica.
I knew what you
didn't
meant.
go in and steal it.
Wait, you're not
My
one of his
dad
cat?
made me a little
Nope.
wood hand of Saruman.
I actually have
That's
a
awesome.
foam version of Frodo's sword in my bedroom.
Wow.
I couldn't afford the real one. The real one costs 500.
I
No,
got
yeah, they're
the
very
letter
expensive.
opener size version of Sting.
So the normal
For the same
Hobbit
reason,
size.
it's so
the
expensive.
normal hobbit size.
Oh, you actually you're kind of more correct than you know.
Yeah, Sting was basically like a dagger, wasn't it?
A little more than that. A bit bigger, but yes. You are not
Yeah.
incorrect.
Yeah,
I was lucky
it's
enough
not
to
really
see
a
all
sword,
three in
more of a
the
letter opener.
theaters.
Yeah, I remember it was more of a letter opener, really.
And it turned blue because of orcs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It got sad. And
I guess
blue.
it's when you didn't want to get interrupted by orcs when you were writing a letter.
No. So, talking about interruptions, right? The two biggest interruptions of the planet, Merry and Pippin. Well, technically Sam was, but you know, they all. Miss Martin,
Torshi, don't. I will be on that all fucking night. Don't do it.
Oh, the Shadow of Mordor games.
The Shelob thing, because I hated that argument because it's inaccurate. But I don't want to get into that.
yeah. So, we lost Bubba. Okay, he'll be back. Yeah. Well, he's still working. So,
Oh yeah, I know.
Miss Martin, do you think? Because I've heard this argument before from a few people, and I'll put this to the rest of the panel. Okay. Do you think that it was the Aule, like big capital G God, interfering to get the entire fellowship together.
I know that a lot of people, I've heard that a lot of people talk about that fact and that it was particularly Elway. I don't know if it was actually him, but there is reason to believe that it was one of the Valar because they were sending dreams, especially to Faramir and Boromir. That's what brought them. So some sort of supernatural thing was going on. And Tom Shippey, when I was reading one of his essays on the topic, he had mentioned that to that effect. That is something that people think about. It makes complete sense because we know not just were the Valar involved, but of course God, Eru was the invisible hand through all of this, and the Valar are his vessels. So not his vessels, that's the wrong word for it, because it's not a one-to-one allegory, but very similar to the Valar are the angels, while Eru.
Okay, so Bubba has no worries, Bubba. So Bubba has sent me 2 pictures that he wanted me to show. Okay.
So this you're talking about wooden replicas and stuff. My boss at the Renaissance Fair makes wooden weapons. I don't have a picture of my Sting at the moment, but that is his elven sword and shield combo.
Oh, hold on. Thank you, Disney Sheepherder. Okay, and then you have.
Cool. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. You see, the problem with this is Bubba has joined your Rukai. We can't have him on the panel anymore. One of the, honestly, the funniest thing in there was Merry and Pippin. I was just their explanation of everything that they had stolen, from the farmer. Why he was so mad at him. He's like, we took 2 carrots. Don't forget the apples the day before that, and the cabbage and the 3 cabbages from last week.
Yeah, they were they had a grocery list.
I don't see why he's mad.
But the point is, he's clearly overreacting.
That farmer was a really cool character. I like the character. I think I've broken something.
It was a carrot. Okay, and it's just thrown off the road.
And they're like, that was a shortcut. A shortcut to what? Mushrooms.
Yeah, that was a tribute there.
What was the Shire leaf? Was that weed or tobacco?
I like to think it was closer to peyote.
To allude to being a little bit of both.
So Gandalf was walking around high as fuck then.
I'm not even sure, considering
you already know
it would affect him, really.
You already know the man carries fireworks, over country borders. Of course he's running around high as fuck. but another side note though. I absolutely love fireworks, and that scene as a kid was like the coolest thing ever with the big dragon. And I could not fault Merry and Pippin even for a moment. That is exactly how I would have acted around those kind of fireworks. Also, for years, like I said, I saw this originally in theaters when I was 10. I was like 13 years old before I realized that. Merry, when Frodo's like, we need to escape, and Merry just out of nowhere, says Buckleberry Ferry. I thought he was calling out some kind of football play. I didn't realize he was talking about. I didn't. My 10-year-old brain thought he was calling out some kind of a play. I didn't realize until later. Oh, that's the ferry from Buckleberry.
So I thought that those Nazgul were so terrifying. I was seeing it as a somewhat near 30-year-old woman, and I was terrified by those Nazgul.
Oh, the Nazgul are terrifying.
Especially the scream thing they made.
Oh, the scream, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I would love to cosplay as one of them. Tolkien, right?
Tolkien was a huge proponent of the pipe.
Yeah.
On Halloween, right around dressed up like that. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd
Oh
be
yeah.
awesome.
But apparently they don't like it if you dress up as a Grim Reaper and go and visit old folks' homes. It's
Well,
weird.
no, that's not a good
That's
idea.
generally frowned upon in most places.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
not great.
Not a good idea.
No, but talking about the hobbits, the fact that they eat so much, it's their life is so laid back. But they had a few archers.
Oh no, Torshi.
None of them wanted to be. None of the hobbits from like basically the hobbit section of the guys. None of them wanted to be great lords. None of them wanted to be kings or have powers. Unlike everyone else, right? They essentially all they wanted was Sam wanted a girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of them just wanted to go home for dinner.
So,
Like,
Sam wanted that very particular girl.
Well, yes.
Rose.
Well, he
And
got
I must say, she was the actors they got to play her was very attractive.
Can't argue.
Uh-huh.
Really.
But the thing, but the like, I just love honestly the hobbits. If I wasn't a Valar or an elf and had to be demoted, I'd easily live as a hobbit. Like they're the
But what's
closest
stopping you? You live in Ireland. Just sit around
Oh.
and drink all day, or if you can drink, or
no.
eat all day. You got
He doesn't
pubs,
drink.
You got fish. Well, I don't drink either. Not anymore. We can be sober together, but you can still at least have
Yay.
fish and chips.
I still drink. I
don't-
just
I
drink
don't-
less.
I don't eat seafood.
Yeah, he doesn't
Oh
eat
my
seafood
gosh.
either.
Why weren't you drowned at birth or something? I thought that was illegal in Ireland.
Wow.
Wait, that was
It's
harsh. I'm
honest.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Gumbo. Oh,
I don't know where
shrimp.
that came from. That was evil, Miss Martin.
Christ.
Well, that's what happens when you're not from Cork. St. Finbar is disapproving of you.
Stay
Yeah,
away from the
well-
ring, Miss Martin. Stay away from
Yeah,
it.
I know. You win. It's actually been a while since I've been to confession. I probably should go. But I
After
digress.
that, you should.
Yes. I'm trying to behave myself. It doesn't happen very
No,
often.
but honestly, the Bilbo being so Bilbo wasn't overly affected by the ring, was he? Do you think? Apart from its extended life,
I mean, yes and no. I just don't think it had the same kind of effect. I think you would have been more
was a slow
actively using it for a lot longer.
yeah. Say it again, Bubba.
It was a slow burn.
Yeah.
Like Gollum relied on the ring daily. He was using it to grocery shop. I mean, hunt. Anyway, but the point is that Bilbo lived a very comfortable life. He did not need the ring. He was addicted to it like somebody gets addicted to smoking or sugar, or whereas Gollum was an outright junkie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it.
And okay, let's talk about like the backstory, Colin, because we didn't see him proper until the second movie. Gollum was a sad little bastard. Like someone from St.
Yes.
Finbar's in Cork nearly.
Hey!
Not that sad.
Wow.
It's sad until you realize he was eating babies. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
it's
Well, he
hard to
certainly
feel-
didn't start out that way.
No, he didn't start out that way, but it's hard to feel
No.
bad for him when his first act upon him discovering the ring was to kill his best friend.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had evil in
Yeah.
him already.
Oh yeah. And what makes it funny is like when he's like, "Oh, it's me, Gollum," right, and all talking in that voice. But when Andy
was
Serkis
pretty
done him, he kept the voice, which was even funnier. Well, it's Gollum's birthday.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
yeah.
Yes, it's like that's why you said the ring didn't do that to you. Oh, hold on, let me get my sword. Let me get your misery. Oh God. But okay, what from the first movie, if anything, would you change or add in?
Oh,
Go ahead.
well,
Go
I
ahead.
would change.
Glorfindel.
I would keep Arwen just hanging out at Rivendell. I would have had Glorfindel being the one that
Yes,
rescued Frodo.
Glorfindel.
Yeah. For those of you who haven't read the books, can you tell who Glorfindel is?
Well, he's a badass elf, and he just was the one that was helping Frodo. He was the one that met them there. It wasn't Arwen.
Yeah.
Because Arwen was being a good girl,
he-
a dutiful daughter. Go ahead, Jacob.
He
it's all right.
fought with a Belrock at the fall of what is it?
Numenor.
No,
Oh.
the elves didn't go to Numenor. That was blasphemy.
Oh.
Yeah, Gondolin, wasn't it?
Gondolin, yeah.
At
So
the
I
fall
was,
of
I was
Gondolin,
getting
he
my
fought-
elvish names mixed up.
Don't worry,
At the
they're
fall
all
of Gondolin, he fought a Belrock and killed it.
Yeah,
killed
they all
each
look the
other,
same to me.
I
then-
bet.
He was brought back to Earth. So
yes.
he's cool.
Yeah, the elves don't go to heaven. Only
I mean,
humans do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I kind of would have to say of anything,
Yeah.
maybe change that scene we talked about earlier with freaking, with the sword not being handled the way it was supposed to be.
Mhm.
Yeah. That is true. Honestly. Okay, I have one scene and this is going to sound weird, right? My one scene that kind of bugged me was, that where the ring ray burst through the door of, like, Bree?
You mean when I came into the inn looking for him?
Yes. But no, when he burst through the gate to Bree.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I felt that was a little too comical. Like, where they crossed the guy,
I don't know. It was pretty messed up. I mean, they crushed the
laughed.
man.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
I laughed. Maybe I need to talk to someone.
I know the elves would still not been forgiven.
No, they had not been forgiven for the kin slain at all. Actually, they got forgiven by the end of the third book, which is why they were going back.
Yeah, and that Galadriel had passed the test by refusing the ring, and that's why she was allowed back.
But she put herself
penitent because she had to go off with stupid Feanor.
That's how you really feel.
She wanted adventure.
Well, she was a different person when she was younger, but they paid a heavy price. I mean, you just don't go up against the equivalent of the gods. Haven't you? They've read any mythology? Come on.
Yeah, but talking about the gods, so what is from the first one? Okay, Tom Bombadil. What is everyone's opinion on what the hell he is?
I have no opinion. Mostly because Tolkien really gave no opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He was potentially powerful. He was very peculiar. He apparently, was fairly clever and wise, but it's like trying to figure out what the Watcher in the Water is, in my opinion.
Yeah. He represents in many ways original innocence. He does say that he was older than all of them. Like he was there before everything.
Maybe he was the first Maiar.
No, he wasn't that.
I mean,
no, he wasn't that either. It's very weird, Tolkien himself almost didn't understand him, as said.
Yeah,
but he had to put him in there. It's really fascinating, actually.
I believe that I always assumed he was the like a demigod or a god of some kind of divine being of what Gollum originally was. Like of those people.
Torsi says Tom Bombadil was filler.
That hurt. That hurt a lot. As an anime fan, Lord of the Rings fan, I felt that right in my spleen.
Well, remember, it was Tom Bombadil who gave them the weapons that enabled Merry to do the assist for Eowyn, the Witch King. He was the one that gave them those daggers.
But in the movies,
and laughed at the ring.
He did. Which, okay, so in your opinion, the ones who do you think the ring would have affected Valar?
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, it would have been funny if like one of the Valar had shown up and it's just like, oh, put the ring on, and it's like, thank you, and just leaves.
Well, you see, that's what Tom Bombadil did. The ring, he juggled it. It didn't mean anything to him.
So I've heard that Tom Bombadil said he was waiting for someone. Is this?
Well, he already had a wife. Who else would he be waiting on?
He had a hot wife, Goldberry.
Yeah. I'm a Tom Bombadil fanboy.
Bubba, you look like Tom Bombadil.
Oh.
That does not bother me in the slightest.
Of course not. You're a fanboy.
Sorry, I mean you're a bitch. Anyway.
Wow.
Mm. I always thought it'd be great to have like a comic book style team up. You know, Bjorn and Tom Bombadil. You know, maybe add Shadowfax in there. You know.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
So
I was like 15 and really bored.
So one of the things that genuinely annoyed me, kind of from when I heard about when I started looking into the lore and things like that, right? Why did not even one of the Valar show up in Middle Earth during the war? Like, you'd think that they would have been like, oh, we're going to go over and do something about it.
Well,
Hadn't they washed
last
their
time
hands
that
of a great
they
deal of
were-
the situation by then?
last time they were in a battle with Melkor, they destroyed half of Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't.
It was kind of
battle.
counter. It would have
They
been kind of
would've-
counterproductive.
Yeah.
But that was Melkor. That was another Valar. If they just showed up against the Mire, they could have gone, okay, bye, gone.
Well, part of that I think has to do with the whole free will of letting the people live their lives the way
Mhm.
they're supposed to be. The only time that Eru allowed for intervention like that to happen, for example, with the fall of Numenor, was at a very extraordinary situation. Other
Yeah.
than that, he respects his creation and lets them live their lives.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fun.
Torshi popped in. Remember how Tolkien is Christian, and as a Catholic, he knew how to talk about if God is good, why doesn't he intervene? That's a fair point, actually.
That is very good, yes. But also, I'm going to get a flag underneath my video for this. The world used to be flat in it until like the battle, as you said, and then
No,
I
it
think it
didn't,
was that.
Torshi.
Then like Iluvatar like made a round to separate the Undying Lands from Middle Earth.
After the fall of Numenor,
It's like-
yes.
Yes.
It's just, and I honestly think they had to consider how much damage had been done over the course of the world already. You had enough damage done by the likes of Melkor and Ungoliant.
So what you're basically saying is that Iluvatar is basically telling them, no, you're too powerful, you'll fuck shit up.
I think that's got something to do with it, honestly, because they could have honestly just
Yeah.
made it that much worse.
Oh, yeah. So we've got 3 minutes to go. We'll start with Miss Martin and work our way back up. Okay? Miss Martin, would you like to shill yourself?
Oh, of course I love to shill myself. Well, you can follow me at Miss Martin Muses, where I talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. I have some videos coming up and going to be continuing with House of the Plantagenet. So we're going to have Henry II of historical talk. I will be over at Sporkings talking A Song of Ice and Fire. I have a new video about the Hunt for Gollum movie that got announced. So if
What?
you want to check that out,
Mhm.
it just sounds
No,
like such a
is that
disaster.
actually a thing?
It's
Yes,
coming.
Peter-
Wait,
Yeah,
oh, wait,
this
you missed the
movie-
news?
No.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Watch the how's it?
Waste of
Why don't you
time.
watch my video? And
I
I
will
talk
link-
all
I
I
will
was
about
gonna
actually-
say, yeah, go watch it.
I've been really fucking busy.
Yeah, not your video. The movie itself is going to be a massive waste of time and money.
Oh, of course it is. Everything they've done recently has been.
And they think
Yes.
that they're going to win us over by getting Peter Jackson to do it. And we're
I
not
was
doing
about to
it.
say that, yep.
No.
Well, yeah, but he's
Yeah.
only the producer. He's not the writer or the director. Like that, they're just
I've heard he's
attaching
the
his name
writer.
to it. Oh,
Yeah, I've heard
well,
he's
that
the writer.
okay.
Well,
Well, then I
also-
might have a little bit of
he's
hope.
one of the writers, along with Philippa Boyens and
Mhm.
the Fran Walsh, the same team that did
I-
the original Lord of the Rings. But they were
I
also
hate
the ones
to
who
be
did The
an-
Hobbit.
I hate to be a jackass because I did like the Hobbit movies, but I just don't trust most of these studios to do anything right.
No.
No matter who
Sorry,
they
I
put
didn't
on.
mean to start this can of worms, but I was
No.
just trying to
No, it's
show.
okay. You didn't do anything wrong. You just
Yeah,
There's
brought
a
us
fan
going.
film on.
She just
on
opened
YouTube.
Pandora's fly. I
Hunt for
mean,
Gollum.
you know.
Really good.
Yeah, talking about Pandora. Miss Sci-Fi Mommy.
Wow.
I like books, music, pop culture, TV, the Orville, most of all sci-fi. Tomorrow night we are watching more Alf, and then the Grungy Alternative will be on at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. We're going to have Fet for Hire on. and a couple other people. We're going to watch Queensryche Operation Mindcrime, their concert, or documentary, I think. So that'll be on. And then Monday is our normal podcast day. And we're starting a new series about authors and musicians. So I'm looking for people if you want to come on. I'll have a link. But we're talking whatever. And then Galactic Cafe is my new talk show.
Contact me if you get a chance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was actually going to ask you about that because I'm getting ready to buy your book.
Okay, we'll finish, but we're going to finish up on you, Bubba. Okay, Farv, you want to shield your crap? I mean, your stuff, your channel.
Ah, crap, boy! I'll smack you.
Thank you.
And not even close. Okay, let me turn this on. All right, so this is the first novel in my fantasy series. It is available in both hardcover and ebook on Amazon. There's the title for you. It's the fantasy novel I am working on presently. I'm about 2 chapters away from the ending of the second book of 3, and that's going to have to go to a copyright office, print, and all that stuff. It's going to be a few months yet before it's finished at best.
Awesome. So we're expecting that for Christmas.
Hopefully. I'm trying.
Yeah, I know you are, buddy. You're working hard. Okay, Jacob, you want to tell us about your stuff?
Yeah, Tuesday, I will be on the Gord Kings channel at 4 p.m. Central, talking The Incredibles. And then my show at 7 p.m. Central, I'll be going over the movie The Great Silence, a spaghetti western.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I'll be here next week. So.
Yes, you will. Oi, Bubba.
Yes.
Tell us about who you're on this week.
So, I am announcing a new project that I just got. I just got like the perfect inspiration for. I call it Farvithian Spud Smacker.
Wow.
Totally original, completely my idea, and has nothing to do with anything that just happened like 5 seconds ago. Anyway, no.
Wow.
All jokes aside, I am Geek Hero Bubba. Usually, during the Renaissance Fair, I am Pirate Lord Bubba. You can find me over on X, where I argue and geek out all the time. Give me a follow. I'll probably follow you back. Just be warned. I have a tendency to say really stupid things.
That's why we have you here. But
Huzzah.
everyone, thank you all so much for coming. I will see you all next week. And everyone have a good night. God bless, and remember, stay awesome.